The Pittsburgh Steelers made possibly the biggest move so far of this NFL offseason in trading for wide receiver DK Metcalf and instantly inking him to a 5-year, $150 million deal. Now, I wanted to dive into his film and see what he brings to this Steelers offense. What does he do to complement George Pickens? What is it going to look like, depending especially on who his quarterback is, whether that's Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, a rookie, or anybody else? I wanted to see what exactly does the $30 million man per year bring to the Steelers offense. What does he do well? What are his shortcomings? And what is it going to look like for the Steelers now that DK Metcalf has landed in his new home post-Seattle? One thing with DK Metcalf is going to be his physicality at the top of the route. He is very hands-on when it comes to getting to the top of his route. He's not the most handsy when it comes to his releases against press coverage, but right here you're going to see him lined up in the slot against Denver week 1. He's going to get to the top of this route against Pat Surtain, get hands-on, make the catch, make a good adjustment to the football, and make a nice catch there, and that's something that he brings. Another thing that DK will do that you will see quite often is be physical at the catch point, get vertical, climb over defenders, and make the catch, make adjustments, especially in improv like right here. You'll see this again later on in the tape, but DK Metcalf is really good at these double moves. So here you're going to get cover 2 from the Dolphins, and Jevon Holland is going to bite on this double move by DK Metcalf. He's going to sell the dig route, then he's going to get up the field and really just completely fool Jevon Holland right here. Once Geno Smith snaps the ball, you see twitch on the dig, he breaks down the field. DK Metcalf is not being caught, even with an underthrown ball. We know the speed that he has. He's off to the races. And we see this happen a couple of times in his film with these double moves. You'll see this a couple of times as well with DK, but he's not the best against press man coverage, especially for as much of a physical specimen as he is. Here he is against Detroit, against Carlton Davis, and he's pretty much going to get clammed. He's not creating any separation. He tries to push a little bit there at the end. Ball is thrown to the outside. He's not able to turn around and get the back shoulder grab, and this is really one of his biggest weaknesses, ironically to me, is beating press man coverage. One other concern of mine that I do have for DK is the fact that he's not a great route runner. Check this route here against New York. It's just kind of clunky. Gets to the top of the route, choppy steps. DB is able to read it, make a play on the ball, and break the pass up. DK is not a very refined or polished route runner, which neither is George Pickens, so it could work in this offense if it's a vertical type of offense, but that's one of DK's shortcomings in my opinion. Here's that double move again by DK Metcalf. He's to the boundary, number 1 receiver right here, and he's going to cook again here with this move. You see, to the inside, get the safety to bite. He's got him beat. He's right here. He's got space to the outside. Unfortunately, Geno Smith is about to get hit, so he's going to severely underthrow this football. It gets broken up. DK Metcalf is not able to bring it in, and he's frustrated that he didn't get a good ball. Not Geno Smith's fault that he got hit, but the route was very crispy, and once again, there's that double move for Metcalf. One other thing that I do notice for DK is that he allows DBs back into the play. What I mean by that is right here, DK Metcalf is going to have a dig route, and he's going to get a little over ambitious with Deommodore Lenoir and how much space that he thinks he has, as well as the reactiveness of Geno Smith. So it's an in-breaker, like I said, but DK is going to win the route here. He's going to get a little bit of space. We'll fast forward it here for you. He's going to win the route, and he's going to start to drift upfield. And what that allows Lenoir to do, we'll run it here for a little bit. Right here, DK has this route 1. He has the route 1 to the inside. Even if he does want to drift upfield just a little bit to avoid the safety coming downhill and whacking him right here. Instead, he is going to continue to push up the field with Lenoir tracking on that backside hip. He's able to just get in front of it, intercept the football. And to me, this interception is on DK Metcalf. You can argue Geno Smith should have adjusted and put some air under this, but he's expecting that to be an in cut, and DK Metcalf drifts too far up the field and causes an interception in my opinion. More struggles against press man coverage right here to the boundary against A.J. Terrell of the Atlanta Falcons. You're going to see him try and use his hands upon the release. It does not work. Terrell's right there. Terrell stays on top of the route. DK tries once again to back shoulder, tries to go over the top of Terrell, and it is broken up easily. A flag gets thrown. I think it was a pretty questionable flag, but DK Metcalf against press man just is not creating the separation like a $30 million receiver should. Another example right here of DK Metcalf allowing the DB back into the play. This is against the New York Jets, I believe, against DJ Reed. DK Metcalf is going to have a slant here, right here. Now, what he should do, the way that he should run this route, is release, plant your foot in the ground, and get right here. Instead, DK is kind of going to round this route off and allow Reed, who has an angle, to make a play on the football right here. Check, it's just a lazy route. Reed gets underneath it, breaks the pass up. Just not what you want to see from DK Metcalf. We'll run this one more time here. Lazy route, rounded off, broken up. And I don't like seeing that from DK Metcalf, where he drips too far up the field, where he doesn't plant a foot in the ground. He's not quick enough out of his breaks sometimes. And I think some of that is just laziness. I don't even think it's an ability thing. But then he'll come back and show you one of these, a quick little jab step, quick little footwork, and a double move once again to win on a vertical route. He gets DJ Reed turned right here. That's all he needs, even with an underthrown ball that prevents him from scoring. Check this out one more time here from DK Metcalf. Once the ball is snapped, sell inside. All it takes is one quick step to the outside. Metcalf with a big time downfield catch. That to me is his biggest strength, is that quick step, that jab step to get DBs to bite, and then the ability to readjust and not lose speed as you turn upfield. Another thing that I do really like about DK Metcalf, just to touch on really quickly here, is his ball tracking ability down the field. Because right here, he's guarded up by Stephon Gilmore. Gilmore stays on top of this route the entire time, even when the ball is released. They're tangled up. Gilmore sees the football, but DK sees it even better because he is unfazed. He sees straight through Stephon Gilmore, makes the grab in the corner of the end zone for a big-time Seattle score. I mean, just one more time, he's completely bottled up. This is great man coverage. DK fails to beat the man coverage, but it doesn't matter because he can track the football better than the DB on him can, and this shows up multiple times for him. But then right after that, against Gilmore, another one of those rounded off, lazy end breakers by DK Metcalf right here. That is not a good route. For a slant, it looks like that is supposed to be. He's running it like this. He is supposed to force Gilmore up the field real quick and then jab inside. And instead, what does he do? Just completely rounds it off. Gilmore gets there, makes the play on the football, PBU, and this happens too often. One last example, press man coverage, this time to the boundary once again, and DK is just not going to beat it at all. This isn't even like a high-level DB like a Gilmore or Sauce Gardner like we've seen. 25 has him completely clamped up all the way here. DK never creates any space. That's something I do hope to see more of now that he's been paid, now that he's rewarded, now that he has a new change of scenery, and may even have Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback. But I will tell you, all character, work ethic concerns aside, nobody is happier about this move than George Pickens. Why? Not just because he has a new receiver next to him, but because he gets to play to the field side. George Pickens is going to get a lot more alignments to the field, with DK being that boundary X wide receiver, and it gives Pickens more space to work with, like right here early on in the season against Pat Surtain against Denver. He's going to have an outbreaking route to the field side, pushes Surtain up the field, has space to work with to the sideline, utilizes that space, and makes a catch right on the sideline for Pittsburgh. We got a little bit of lag here, but you see the route, you see the space that he has, and he's going to utilize that. Again, the space, you see it right here with Pickens. When it comes to him being on the boundary, there's less space to defend. You can kind of cheat inside leverage. Instead, to the field side, this DB has to respect Pickens. He's a shade to the outside here, and that gives Pickens exactly what he needs on the inside breaking route. Makes the catch, breaks through contact with his strength, crosses over to the other side of the field, and then gets all the way down almost inside the 10 for Pittsburgh. I think being on the field side more is going to produce more for George Pickens. And then Pickens isn't a guy that generates a whole ton of yards after the catch, but he can do so maybe with more opportunities to the field in space if he gets blocking like he did on this screen. He gets really one block and just takes it to the outside, uses his space, uses his speed, and gets in the end zone against Cincinnati. So all this to say, George Pickens, I think, is going to see a boost in production with DK Metcalf, and not just because DK is going to get more of the lion's share of coverage attention. At the end of the day, however you feel about DK Metcalf and his possible weaknesses, he is an objective upgrade of the Steelers' offense. He shifts George Pickens over to the wide receiver 2 spot. He'll get more favorable matchups and not draw the cornerback 1 from every other team. He brings an explosive element to this pass offense. He brings a new wrinkle to the pass offense regardless of who the new quarterback is. He is going to help them out. The Steelers are making some nice moves. They've added Metcalf, Darius Slay. They've got Troy Fautanu, who will be playing next year at tackle. We'll see what else they add on, but they could be possible AFC North contenders with a few more moves and the right move at quarterback. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. We're continuing to grow, and we've got a lot of off-season content coming your way here with all these moves that have been going down. Until next time, we'll see you later.